Alright, back into the fray. The TNFA fray. Someone say so.
Once more unto the breach, friends. Once more unto that damned breach. That was not the quote. I apologize for everything.
A damned dirty breach.
One dwarf still draws breath in Moria.
Nothing.
No.
Gimli isn't. Gimli used to be sacred. He's not anymore.
Once more unto the breach, dear friends. Once more, I'll close up the wall with our English dead. In peace there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tide. How did William Shakespeare know what tides are? Huh.
He's English. They have boats.
15th century, 16th century.
Well, they knew what the tides were, Mike Rob. They still
yeah, but
happened.
not tigers.
Oh, tigers? I thought you said tide.
Tide? No.
I was like, whoa, hold on a second. There's a dissonance.
Yeah, I could have sworn you said tides of war, not tigers of war.
No, sorry. Then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage. Then lend the eye a time board now.
Tiger might not have meant what it means now. I mean, then again, I can't say that for sure. I'm not your mom, nor my language's mom, so I can't really say.
I'm pretty sure they knew them. I'm pretty sure they knew them from legends and stuff, but didn't really know what they are. Like, ferocious animals, okay.
I mean, this was after the Crusades, so they surely would have had tales of what beasts lived in Africa, and surely somebody had a bazaar filled with tigers.
The Crusades weren't in Africa, and B,
no, but it was close.
Tigers don't live in Africa.
It was close. The Middle East is in between India and Africa.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but that's not relevant. Tigers live in India, not either of those other places.
Yeah, and again, there have been traveling circuses before. I'm sure somebody had
Dead Frank.
You're probably correct. That was the worst argument I've ever heard for that.
Again, Barnum and Bailey's been around a while.
That is a fair point.
They just closed him down though for good.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that, so I'm in no way emotionally invested.
You never
P.T. Barnum Circus? Really?
You never. Well, I guess you never will get a chance to go.
Yeah.
Now I feel like you're shaming me now.
No.
Like before I was making a lighthearted joke.
It's a life half lived now that you've never gone to see the circus.
Half lived at best. You poured full.
How have you never seen the elephants, running around in a circle trying not to get tased?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Or the lions and tigers try to maul a guy with an armchair.
Yeah. Hold on a second, I'm checking something.
Let's round that down. Incidentally, I'm back to full.
It goes back to full every time you take a long rest. Okay. So, dice that you roll to gain health per level, and since we're level.
Okay. That's non-consequential. Okay. I'm sorry. I noticed something disturbing, and I had to make sure it was, just regular disturbing and not some new disturbing. Alright, so with the dawn comes relative safety as the dead go back deeper into the forest, away from the sun's piercing light. Y'all make your way down the road some more and come to the sleepy village of not sleepy. It's not really sleepy, but
I sing a merry marching tune.
The tiny village of Warby's Grove.
Warbies. Are there warbies here? Are there war bees? Do they train bees for war?
Oh, that just makes me picture bee drill.
But with armor.
When you said Warby, I thought it was like an actual race of creature, and I was gonna have to be like, oh shit. There's so many D&D Not even.
There are,
funny.
yeah.
Let me open the page. I ended up. Sorry, I closed my notes on this page. Didn't mean to. Now that I need
Watches there actually is some ridiculously obscure adventure from like 1976 that has warbies in it. And someone watching right now is like, that's the noise that nerds make when they know things. I'm done. No, that's the opposite of the noise. Nerds make I don't know what that was.
What are you trying to do, man?
I think he's having a seizure.
All right.
I keep forgetting that my microphone's actually literally 3 feet away from me and not next to my face.
Okay. So you make your way over a hill, and as you crest this hill, you look down, and below you is Warby's Grove. The sweet hollow of Warby's Grove. There's a large large-ish hall. 20 by 60 feet is the thing I have written down. Sort of like the central keep, central hall type of situation, and flanking it on either side, 3 small 1-2 room type of cabins. Tiny cabins. You can see a smithy, and
ding, ding,
yeah, there's a smithy there. There's a smith sitting there. Aside from that, cabin as well. That's my description.
Are we here for
Warby's
something,
Grove.
or are we just passing through?
Beyond, this is where you were headed. There's fine Corbin. Beyond the village and through a thicket of trees, is an open clearing and a dark, a black-colored structure of some sort. You can't quite make out what it is.
I begin searching
into the
village for Corbin.
Families sort of come out of their cabins, with the exception of the smithy, who sort of just pretends to be toiling busily at something, and one cabin, the cabin closest to the main hall, the central hall, which nobody comes out of that cabin. It stays closed. In fact, you catch out of the corner of your eye, someone closed the curtains even more than they already were. Like they had a little crack for light, and then they're like, fuck it, I don't want to see any of this shit.
I begin searching the town for Corbin.
You walk around the town. The villagers are a little bit surprised you're here. A young elf asks you what you outsiders are doing here. What brings you to Warby's Grove?
Oh, hello. We were told that there was a guide here named Corbin. We're looking to hire him.
Old Corbin. He lives in yonder house. He points to the house that's all shut up and dark, and nobody came out of that house.
All right. Is he home? Is he drunk? He's probably drunk.
He should be home. He rarely leaves. He should be home. He rarely.
Quiet, you.
He should be home. He rarely leaves his. House these days.
It's hovel.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Over and knock on the door. Not with my sword. With my hands. My sword is sheathed.
All right. As you raise your hand to knock on the door, a voice from inside says, "Go away!"
We have money.
I have money too. Go away.
We want to give you our money.
And I want to keep my own money to myself. Go away.
I mean, that's That's reasonable. We're not interested in your money. We just want to give you money. That's how this works. Capitalism. Pre-capitalism.
Okay.
Feudalism say what?
He doesn't
Not so much feudalism, because I'm
anything
not in
left.
charge of him. Like, none of us are nobility.
Where'd we go? I tried to put us down nice and slow, and it's just like, nope.
Ooh.
As you continue to persist, he eventually comes to the door and opens it. You find yourself a little bit surprised.
Nice to meet you. My name's Noerdell.
You find yourself a little bit surprised. Most of the guides and hunter types that you've seen so far have been, elves or humans. But what you see before you is a short, stocky dwarf.
Delicious. I mean, sorry.
They are.
Listen, I understand.
I didn't say
You've come all this way. Come all this way to take the secret passage to Styk.
Wait, secret passage?
But I don't take adventurers that way anymore. I can't.
Why not?
When you ask him why not, he's sort of quiet. He's not saying. He's sort of got the whole trembly lip, moist eye type of thing. And sort of just says, "Go away."
Do you know if there's anyone else in town who knows the way to take us there?
He snorts when you say this. Not anymore, he says. And sort of goes to close the door.
Can you give us directions there? We're really not asking for that much. I just want to get to this place.
He thinks about it for a moment, and he says, "Directions won't do you any good."
Oh?
Not if you don't know it. Directions won't do you any good. Not if you don't know how to open the door.
How do you open the door?
He smiles. He smiles and sort of gives half a shrug. And he gives you one of the, so you know, the type of things, you know.
Like a shrug?
Yeah.
Does that mean you don't want to tell me, or that you don't know?
He sort of ignores you for a minute, and he sort of changes from completely indifferent to thoughtful for a moment.
Why are the orcs taking sniper positions?
I don't know.
Orcs, secure the town. Secure the town. Lines of fire on every entrance.
He asks why you want to go. He asks why you want to go so badly to Styk, and why you couldn't just take the ferry, like everyone else these days.
Ferry wouldn't let us on. He was a jackass. He recommended you as a alternative.
Of course he did, he says. But why do you want to go to Styk so bad?
Why
a jackass hired us. A jackass hired us to take him there.
Well, why does
that guy
he
back
want
there?
to go
I
to
point to the alchemist.
So bad?
I stopped asking questions a long time ago. Like I said, the man's a jackass. I have a kind of pleasant, content, slightly blank expression on my face as I say this. Like, I don't know, I'll just go where I'm told.
He seems unconvinced by your reasons to go there. He finds your needs uncompelling.
He did promise us a wish if we get him there. If you join us, you could have yours.
He laughs at this, and as he laughs, the laugh sort of turns into a cough. He's trying not to look crazy in front of the villagers. He says, I've heard the rumors of a wish-granting treasure deep within the Lost Mountain.
Really? Really?
Of course.
It's not just that guy. The rumors are real. Huh.
Of course,
I thought he made them up, to be honest.
Of course, he says many adventurers have come seeking such treasures. Every tale is a little bit different, but oftentimes the themes and motifs are the same.
Hey, Ilaria, seduce this dude.
Why is this your solution for everything?
Why is it yours?
I slapped Val.
Thank you.
Sort of, eyes up your party, mutters to himself for a while, thinks on it.
Keeps a wary eye on the orc taking up positions around the town.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know why this is so funny to me.
He eyes you one more time, sort of decides. He comes at you with this. I'll tell you what. I'd be willing to make the journey through the passages one more time if you would do me one favor.
What's the favor?
Living a little ways outside of town is. At this point, his tone sort of switches from whatever it was before to a more harsh, disgusted, distasted tone. Just sent me a message. Saying 999 on everyone? Yeah, of course, though.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Perfect.
Living not far outside of a town is a certain dastardly witch. I know her kind, and I've dealt with their treachery time and time again before. Many of this village have chosen to let her be in exchange for her supposed healing crafts. But I know that her medicine comes at a price. These witches, they used to be a part of a greater coven, and now it's just the one. These witches seduced and stole men from the town, and then left this village but a shallow husk of what it was. As though to serve as sort of an irony to this point, as sort of an antithesis to this point, a large group of children run by, laughing and playing, as some women go about getting some water from the well at the center of the village.
I look around the town and kind of visibly notice the children and look back to the dwarf, and the village looks fine to me.
What? Did you not get picked?
Yeah, he says fine enough. To you. When you say that, he looks at you and flips your ass off. Disrespectful cur.
Not disrespectful.
Val, stop being a chode.
Get out of my sight.
That's not what a chode is.
Get out of my sight, you filthy lizard.
Hey, man, ask a question.
He says nothing, but stares you down. you get the feeling he's not going to continue talking until the one who just insulted his ass fucks off.
Alright, fine. I'm gonna go fuck off.
Go play with the frickin' orcs.
Fine, we're gonna take up firing position.
Okay. All right.
The image is so delightful.
You outsiders know nothing. I lost my son to one of these fiends. He was an honest, hard-working man, recovering from a significant bad streak. When my son was young, he used to hang out with all the worst people.
In a village this size, how many bad people are there?
He took up life as a thief in the
all of
town.
them.
He took up life as a thief in the town of Tyskeg over the family traditional job of guiding adventurers and tourists to and from the town through the passages. All that changed when he fell ill and desperately needed help. There were none in Tyskeg who could heal him, so he turned to the Witches of Flame. He was healed and took up a job once again by his father's side. You know, sort of the last heir to the legacy of those who walked the paths of the great passage beneath the forest. However, not long after that, he fled with a member of the coven to return to a life of thieving, seeking lost treasures in distant lands, far from the forest and far from his home. He left me alone. It wasn't until significantly later that I found out that he had died, breaking into some vile sorcerer's castle in a far distant land.
I'm sorry to hear that. So what happened to the rest of the coven, if you said there's only one left?
Search me. Best I could tell, they all left for greener pastures decades ago. When I was still a much younger dwarf, though still quite an old man. He tells you if you get rid of this last witch, he will take you. He'll take you to the passages.
Why do you want to get rid of her, if the coven is already gone?
He says the coven isn't really gone until the last of the witches is. They took his son from him, and the only thing that's still of value to him is a little bit of closure and vengeance for what happened to him.
Alright, I expect vengeance. We'll talk about it, I guess.
Suits me. Come back when you've worked things out. He closes the door and returns to his dark, lonely cabin. The village determines to greet you and let you into their main hall and give you some food and drink, and they don't have a whole lot, but what they have is enough that they can occasionally greet a handful of guests, or even sort of greet like 11 guests.
So, alright, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the locket I have was the sun's, and the crazy cat lady was the witch. Based on context clues.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Sean.
That's
what
fair.
the fuck?
I heard an explosion and I got scared.
Sounds like you threw a book down or something. Fuck do you get off?
No, it's right there.
I don't like
That
it.
isn't an invitation to keep doing it, Sean.
It's my chair. Yeah.
Yeah, quit
No.
fucking your chair.
I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. I need an adult.
Okay. Go on you.
I am an adult.
No, you're not. Stop lying to yourself.
He told you before he closed the door that the witch lives just to the south, a little bit to the south of the town. Just make through the woods. It's not too thick in that little patch until you find the witch's clearing.
So yeah, I gather up Val and Illyria and tell them what's going on. So yeah, the dude's kid ran off with a witch a few years ago, and he wants us to kill a different witch as vengeance, I guess. I don't know.
I think he just
kind
has
of
a
not
broken
feeling
heart.
this one, to be honest. Yeah, that doesn't really sound like she's done anything bad.
I think if we give him this and I pull out the locket, he'll feel better.
That's a fair idea.
I'm thinking we don't have Val give him the locket.
Yeah, that was what was running through my head.
That's probably fair. I did
Illyria,
insinuate
do you want to...
that he was jealous. That he was.
Yeah, that's probably not... Illyria, I think you're the only one of us who hasn't pissed him off yet. Do you want to see if it's his?
Sure. We'll grab the locket from Val.
Alright, you knock on the door and he opens up. What do you guys want? What do y'all want now? You can't possibly convince me that you sorted everything out. Or came up with a better plan to convince me to take you in 10 seconds. He looks at you, Illyria.
I'll take the locket in hand and lift it up to him, leaning over a little bit so he can get a better look at it. We believe this might belong to your son. Is that true?
He looks at it for a second and then shakes his head. No, never seen it before. And closes the door.
Well, it was a good idea.
Open the damn locket. Show him the pictures.
I'll pull open the locket as Val is muttering and show him the pictures.
You find yourself unable to open the locket. It is as though a magical force keeps the locket shut.
Oh, son of a bitch. Give it to me.
I'll toss the locket to Val because it's a pain in my ass. I'm very easily getting frustrated with the stupid locket that we easily opened before.
Alright, I open the damn thing again because I'm magic.
Alright, you use your prestidigitation to open it. You knock on the door, and I'm assuming you show him the pictures.
Yeah. I was just gonna put the locket on the glass and hold it there, but okay. Knocking on the door first too.
Hi, we're here. Look.
When he looks at the locket, his face fills with a red, furious rage. Like his face, his countenance literally goes straight red with rage. He spits and points to one of the pictures and shouts. It sort of shouts, the fuck did you get that? That's the harlot who stole my son.
I mean, yeah, she kind of looks skanky, but they were married.
Oh, she's dead.
They're both dead.
He roils in rage for another moment and then closes the door.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm thinking this.
Okay, do you remember what is in the locket, actually?
Isn't it just their pictures?
Okay, within the locket is the pictures of two women who look very similar to each other.
Oh, I thought one was the guy.
No, one was not the guy. We went over this.
Oh,
also,
okay,
Sean, you'd never been around when they opened the locket. I'm pretty sure that
You were getting drunk, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were like not in the session when they used prestidigitation.
We talked about it afterwards.
Yeah.
We talked about it afterwards.
I'm trying to remember.
There we go.
Because I thought it was the session before last where you used prestidigitation to actually open the. Because it was it was because you walked into the jewelry shop when he was like, oh yeah, you can just use basic magic to open the locket. Yeah, you weren't there at all, Sean. You can shut
Get so worked up over this stupid thing. All right, so one is the crazy cat lady. That's the one he spat at, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other one is probably her sister. I'm guessing, if she looks similar. Which, if we're dealing with witches, probably means it's her coven's sister. Which might make the witch that he wants us to kill the bitch we need to see.
Maybe so.
I explained this to the other two.
I'll
I have
agree
nothing
with
else
it
to
because
add
I
to
don't
this.
know anything. I'll nod along with it, not really sure in my own head of how witches entirely work. Having more just spent my life killing things.
Better. Never had to
So
kill
it
some
sounds
witches.
to me like this guy. It sounds to me like this guy wants us to murder a village healer because one of her friends several decades ago dated his son.
Yeah.
Seduced his son, if we're being super negative.
And they got killed. I mean, we could convince her to move?
I mean, maybe.
I mean, it seems wrong to kill her just because, she was slightly related to some other bitch.
Who, as far as we can tell, never even did anything wrong.
Yeah.
We could convince her to move, but A, there's no guarantee that she would listen. And B, do we really want to deprive this, tiny village out in the middle of nowhere of their only healer?
I mean, what are our alternatives? Not kill her?
Find another way to the town? There's gotta be other ways. We could go back and try our luck on the fairy guy again? I don't know.
I mean, he hasn't met Ilaria. Maybe she could book passage.
Maybe. Worth a shot.
Although it'll still probably be for 6 orcs and a fort 4 people, so he'll probably be like raise an eyebrow.
Could we disguise them as something? I don't know. Do you have any sort of illusions you could use? Does the guy have any illusions he could use?
I do. They wouldn't move though.
I'm gonna go off and find the alchemist. What's he doing right now?
He's eating and drinking in the Great Hall. Even as you speak, him and the orcs have sort of taken in with the villagers.
I go down. Can I sit across from him? Is that seat occupied?
It is not.
Okay. I sit down across the table from him. Hey, boss. So there's a problem.
What might that be?
So the guide we were told to find here isn't willing to take us and doesn't seem emotionally stable. So I'm not convinced that he would be trustworthy even if he did take us. We're trying to figure out other ways to get to the town whose name I can never remember. Skellige, right?
Tyskeg.
Yeah.
Tyskeg. Why did I think Skellige? That's from The Witcher. What? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering. I was like.
Tyskeg, which is not Skellige. Ignore me. Do you have any illusion magic that you could use that could disguise you and your friends?
But of course.
For several days?
Play.
For several days?
If the need arises.
So far we've only been able to find 2 ways to get to Keg. And one of them is this dwarf who is a crazy man, and the other is the ferryman who is also a crazy man. The ferryman said that he wasn't willing to take you.
What?
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 The crazy cat lady is speaking from the past.
What?
Zoom out.
I'm sorry.
What?
Sorry. I don't do a lot of. Okay.
What?
The Great Boon? Is that it?
Did I write "the" instead of Oh, this is what happens when you're good.
It says "the" with 2 E's.
I am sorry.
Oh, there's writing. It's upside down. I can't read it. That's what's going on.
I'm sorry.
Also,
Also,
provide a great boon. What?
Okay, I'm assuming that means the treasure at the end of the dungeon.
I don't know what's going on. So anyway, back to the mage whose name I still don't know. What we're thinking is, if you can disguise yourself, your party, myself, and Val, and Lyria can, because he hasn't met Lyria yet, he doesn't know that she's with you, can go and book passage for, I don't know, whatever we disguise ourselves as, a bunch, something. We can get to the town that way. Is that something you can do?
Perhaps. Though my understanding is they were expecting some sort of shipment. Though perhaps it's gone out by now.
Days. Yeah. It might take a few days, but I figure...
Time is precious. Are you sure there is no way we could persuade this guy to take us?
I don't know. He seems really upset about nothing, and we really don't feel like murdering today.
Don't tell him that part. Don't tell him that part.
Murder, you say?
Good lord. I was intentionally avoiding mentioning that part. Regardless of the murder that may or may not happen, I don't trust the guy. I don't think he's sane. I'm afraid that he would, accuse us of being witches halfway through or something.
He's got PTSD about witches.
He's got a problem with witches, and given that at least 2 of us are witches.
Wait, you are?
No, you and the other guy.
Oh, we're wizards, sorcerers, whatever.
It comes to a squeamish task. There's no task too great for my own personal god. What is it that he asked you to do that was so distasteful?
Kill a village.
Kill a
healer.
Village
a healer. Not just kill the village.
Yeah, don't tell this guy.
I thought I said hedge witch. The village has a hedge witch. He wants us to kill her because one of her friends seduced his son 30 years ago. I don't know.
Interesting. And what did she have to say about this?
I haven't really talked to her.
Presumably she's not in favor of being killed. I'm willing to bet on that assumption, actually.
A powerful warlock would be a useful asset in these forests, especially one accustomed to protective crafts to ward away its darkness. Mayhaps you should approach this witch. Perhaps not as an enemy, but as a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You think maybe she knows the way?
Maybe
I could use
so.
somebody to get rid of the crazy in my head.
Maybe so.
Stop telling people about that. Couldn't hurt, I guess. Worst case scenario, we sit around here for another day or two.
All right, let's go see her.
We can do about it.
Very well. Okay, so the banquet continues and comes to a close. You know, a little bit past noon type of time. You have a few pleasant conversations with some of the locals. Most of them are hunters, and a few of them apologize for old Corbin's behavior. He's been rather bitter since he lost his son.
I'm gonna kind of talk with them. Obviously, not mentioning that we've been hired to kill her, but just kind of like getting rumors about the town. I'm going to see what people think about the witch. If anyone knows anything about her, opinions on her.
Most people view her with a sort of an awe and a mystery. A few of them view the last remaining witch with a great esteem and respect, as she has healed people that they care about personally.
Don't make me feel bad about murder.
They don't know a whole
Stop
awful lot
saying that out loud,
her.
Val. Okay.
They know what they do tell you. She refers to herself as a witch of the flame.
Do I know what that is? Is it something I've heard of?
No.
I'm assuming I don't.
I'm sorry. That's a part of my notes. In case you remembered shit from your first encounter with the one lady.
I did.
I mean, I met them briefly in a dungeon. They gave me a locket and then fucked off, and I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. The villagers do speak to the character of Corbin as him being, relatively reliable. Though it has been quite some time since he actually, made the journey through Secret Passage.
Well, maybe somebody's found the secret passage in the time that he hasn't taken it.
Refer to it as Corbin's Passage. They say some of the hunters claim to have stumbled upon it, stumbled upon the entrance, but it's locked with a sacred riddle. They say only Corbin knows the answer.
I'm great at riddles, though.
Oh?
Since when?
Since always. It usually ends with me smashing the thing.
It's not how riddles work.
Hey, I won.
I mean, yeah, but that's not how riddles work.
You're like a Wookiee, just tear a fucking arm off.
What is wrong with you?
Okay.
Puzzle box 0, Val 1.
Why did the chicken cross the road? I don't know. I tore the road up as I went. It's not there anymore. It's just a field.
Yes. No more roads to cross, chicken.
It's clicked.